So I think two minds about seeing Marty Supreme. I did like, well, I kind of liked the trailer. I was kind of intrigued, but I also thought this looks like a weird movie because are you generally making a movie about an eccentric ping pong player and, sort of like, oh, yeah, yeah, like we're going to see him succeed. It's going to be so awesome. So I thought, like, I don't care about ping pong in slightest or tennis. And if you're making a general sort of pseudo biopic sort of movie of this, I don't care. Although the trailer, I like music, I thought it looked interesting. But then someone told me it was very Wolf of Wall Street, and I was like, oh my meow, that sounds fantastic. And then there's a review someone gave I trusted, and that review was basically Timothy Chalamet plays one of the most unlikable characters in history of cinema, and I was like, I'm in. I was in straight away. I was like, so this isn't going to be a dull biopic. I'm in. I'm all in, and I'm so glad I went because this movie is absolutely fantastic. Now you do have to go for the fact that he literally is the worst, and I'm not saying worst as in like that sort of community thing, Britta, where like she's awful, but she's also amazing. Like that thing you'll call certain people in life the worst, and it'll basically go for yes, you're the worst, but also you're the best. This isn't like that. He's literally the worst. He's an awful human being. He's manipulative. He's terrible. He's basically Leo from Wolf of Wall Street amped up. Because while this movie is funny, like it's not, it's also horrifying. Like he does so many awful things in pursuit of a goal that doesn't really seem to be possible. Like he's very, very good ping pong, but he's also an idiot and a con man and a fly ball. So he's constantly antagonizing people who could assist him and basically ruining so many lives in the process. Like he ruins the life of Gwyneth Paltrow's character, he ruins his uncle's life, he ruins the life of his best friend, he ruins the life of his love interest. He basically ruins everyone's life. He's just a self-sabotaging guy. In some ways I can relate to that, obviously not to the extent that he does it because again, one of the worst characters in history of fiction. But at the same time, Timothée Chalamet is incredible, and he does have chemistry and sort of charisma, which is sort of weird because there's other movies where he doesn't really have that. But I think this is a really apt up version of his work in French Dispatch, where he's playing a revolutionary who didn't really seem to understand what revolution was. And I think this movie, he's goddamn incredible. Like, he's just amazing. And it does make sense of his press tour because the press tour is clearly him going, I need to get this character out of my system, so I'm going to amp up that aspect of it on promotional tour. And also, by the way, unrelated, he's a huge wrestling fan. And I'm like, it blows my mind because I know Matthew McConaughey's gone chat shows and casually talked about it. But no, Timothy Chalamet literally had a full sit down Cody Rhodes. I wasn't just talking about like wrestling in general sense. He was actually talking about specific stuff like ECW One Night Stand. And I was like, this guy, one, he's genuine because I don't care how big wrestling's got nowadays, no like A-list actors, and I would put him in the A-list at this point. No A-list actors just casually talk about it like he did, or even intently. He was generally like just foaming at the mouth in terms of how much he's sort of like just blurt out how much he loved, or at least loved watching wrestling. Whether he watches now or not, I don't know, but. So yeah, that's cool. But yeah, back to the movie. So it's something like when I was watching Smashing Machine, I think because it's by the other Safdie brother, I think they're going for something similar. Problem is, The Rock was bloody awful in Smashing Machine, and Timothée Chalamet's great in this because he's smart enough knowing that like it's not so much that you have to like the character because I don't think anyone could, but he allows you to actually at least go, we understand why he's doing what he's doing. It's wrong and it's awful, but from his the character's perspective, like he has a goal he wants to achieve. So you can't condone, but you at least can understand his internal logic, as bad as it is. And it's really, really bad. But it's also just a great movie. It's very much in that sort of Scorsese PTA, especially PTA from his early movies like Boogie Nights and Magnolia, where it's like the movie is not passing judgment on character. It's just this is a character these are bad life choices he's making. We're just gonna make really good movies around the outside. And it's really did feel like those nights where I know a lot of complaints are and all the characters are very unlikable, but I'm like, but that's fine. Like, you don't have to like the characters. If it's good enough, it'll be fine. Something I did find that bugs me about Brute List is that I didn't like characters and I also didn't like the movie. But this, I didn't like the characters, but I love the movie. It's full of enthusiasm. It's taking this thing, ping pong, which ping pong's big. I'm not going to say it's not big, but I'm saying my experience of it is I don't really have any context for it. So it put me in that mindset where by the time they got to the final match, I was invested to see who won. You know, like it was genuinely thrilling to watch. And I think if you can make ping pong thrilling to watch, you got serious directorial talent. So yeah, I'd say this was an outstanding movie. I talked for a lot long about it, but I'm not going to because there are things I want to talk about in this podcast episode. But yeah, I'd go 5 out of 5. Just flawless movie making. Funny, messed up, warped, brutal, oddly heartwarming. Like the actual end movie is heartwarming, probably way for me, which might be more than some people because recent life developments. Not for me, like in terms of things that people I know life developments for them, but I'm part of that by proxy. So yeah, it hit me hard, but then sort of hilarious because it's sort of like you're just thinking, are you like for a second I thought, is the movie trying to justify what he's done during this movie to get to this point? And then I thought, no, the movie's just going, it starts in a certain way, ends in a certain way. Everything is before that. It's just like mad and ridiculous and insane. But yeah, no, great movie. I technically saw it at the start of 2026, so I would say my personal money is like within a window of time. When you see a movie is when you see a movie. As this came out at the end of 2025, and I didn't see it to the start of 2026, I'd say this is my movie of the year so far. So yeah, but I think Bone Temple might be up there too, but this is a fucking great movie. Definitely go watch it. It's fucking awesome.